When it comes to Japanese raw selvage denim, there's no doubt that the first thing that comes to mind is quality, its excellency in product, its history, but nowadays what also comes to mind is innovation. I mean, now we have incredible Japanese raw selvage denim brands, such as Sugarcane, which is a brand that I talk about all the time, where they actually use recycled and fresh sugarcane fibers to create Japanese raw selvage denim. You've also got brands like Tanuki, which are basically trying to be the supergroup of the Japanese raw denim scene, and the things that they produce are absolutely insane. And then you have brands like TCB, which is another one of my favorite brands, which are basically the closest that you will ever get to vintage Levi's that have ever been produced, even more so than Levi's vintage clothing themselves. And I mean, there's so many other brands that are incredible, spreading the name of Japanese quality and luxury in raw selvage denim. And amongst one of these brands is one that is shrouded in mystery, and I've been talking a little bit about it in my past couple of videos, but today I really wanted to do a deep dive into a pair of jeans that I got from this brand, and also give a little bit of a history behind it. And the brand in question is called Oni Denim, or Oni Jeans Makers. And the thing with Oni is that they make some of the most incredible hand-woven, hand-loomed, and handmade jeans that I've literally ever seen in my life. And recently I was able to get my hands on this pair here, and basically these are the Oni super low tension 15-ounce natural indigo super wide denim jeans. I think the fit number is either 200 or 222, but these by far are the absolute widest jeans that I've ever owned in raw selvage denim. And not just that, but I'm pretty sure they're also the widest fit that Oni makes. I don't think it gets wider than this. I also don't really see how you could get wider than this in selvage denim, because there will be a point where the jeans just won't fade. But I mean, these are an absolutely incredible jean from a truly amazing Japanese denim brand. So basically, before we get into the jeans, a small little history lesson on Oni. I'm not gonna make it too long because I do want to do a separate video on it, and if you guys want to see that, then definitely let me know in the comments. But basically, Oni, I believe, was started in the late 1990s by Japanese denim head Oishi-san, who actually himself is shrouded in mystery just as much as the brand is, because he is very hard to get in contact with. It just seems like every denim retailer that I know, or every denim head, every content creator has never spoken to him before, except for the very few that actually carry Oni Denim. And he's literally only done, I believe, 2 interviews, one of which is by one of my favorite stores or favorite raw denim retailers, which is Son of Stag. And if you want to check out that interview, definitely check it out. I'll put the link somewhere. But basically, Oishi-san actually used to work for Levi's Japan back in, I believe, the 70s. And he has this ideology that vintage Levi's will never be able to be reproduced again. It's literally impossible. And I believe that Hajime over at TCB also said something similar, even though they do create pretty faithful recreations. That recipe of denim just no longer exists. That fabric no longer exists. Machines have changed and so many other things. But because of these changes, Oishi-san said that he is not interested in reproducing vintage Levi's to the T. He said he wants to pay respect to the American greatness of Japanese raw selvage denim, but at the end of the day, he just wants to make something different and something that works as luxury for today's world. Master Oishi-san is an artist and creates raw selvage denim that is truly unique. I mean, all the way up from their secret denim, down to their biowash Kiwami jeans, to their low tensions like I have here, and then back up to the most recent, which is their crushed concrete secret denim, which is a blend between one of the neppiest denims that they make and their world-renowned secret denim, which almost every advanced denim head knows. Oishi-san wants to make luxury raw selvage denim. He doesn't care about vintage reproduction. He just cares about paying homage to American tradition, but at the same time conveying Japanese artistry and excellency. So now, circling back to the jeans, basically the Oni super wide low tension jeans are a 15-ounce, really crisp and hairy, unsanforized one-wash denim. And basically I got these on Redcast Heritage. I'm pretty sure they're sold out now. I don't know if they'll be restocking. I don't see why they wouldn't, considering how fast these sold out. But from what I understand, they said that this was actually dyed with natural indigo as opposed to synthetic indigo, which gives it a little bit more of that vibrant blue, as well as a little bit more of a green cast fading, which if you guys have been on this channel before, you know that I absolutely love. And I mean, just looking at these at first glance, you can definitely see the difference in the color and the way that it looks, how vibrant, how saturated in blue it is, and also just how hairy it is as well. The hairiness of this denim actually comes from skipping the sanforization process, which what basically is a process in which the denim fabric is gone through a singeing to eliminate these hairs, as well as a shrinking process to kind of get rid of the shrinkage. But what Oni Denim did was that they actually left the hairiness on the fabric, but they did give the jean an overall wash once it was created in order to mitigate that shrinkage that you would otherwise get from a sanforization, which is also why you see a lot of the fading and dye runoff at a lot of the stress points, such as the seams, as well well as the belt loops, and even around the waistband at the bottom. And I love one-wash denim because it gives it that kind of character, but it also gets rid of a lot of the starch and the stiffness and just makes the jean comfortable to wear right off rip. Not everybody wants a super rigid, angry, very rough pair, especially people who are just getting into raw denim. A lot of times they just want a nice pair of jeans that just feels comfortable right out the box, and this is definitely one of them. So this jean is a 5-button fly, and I mean, this is one of the cleanest fly constructions that I've ever seen. There's no loose threads. It's super well done. It's also got a little bit of that fading at the seam as well, again due to the one wash. And you've also got these beautiful rivets on the front pockets as well as the coin pocket that complement this top stitch of green that you could see on the top of the coin pocket. That's also seen throughout the rest of this jean. This coin pocket is also a hidden Selvedge ID pocket, and you could actually see that the Selvedge ID has a little bit of that pink in there. And basically, from what I understand, when it comes to the pink, a lot of brands do the pink Selvedge because vintage Levi's, when they started off red, over time through washing and wear, the Selvedge ID would lighten up and would become pink. So I just thought that that was really cool. You also have raised belt loops, which give a little bit more of that fading and also a little bit more of that texture that adds to the overall look of this jean. Now, these are not tucked in belt loops, which you would otherwise see on raw denim jeans, but the reason why they do this is actually because this is a nod to how American-made jeans used to be made. And while Oishi-san is not trying to be super faithful to American-made Levi's, he is paying homage. So I just think that that kind of Americanized detail really speaks volumes about this jean. The other thing that's really interesting about these jeans is that a lot of Japanese brands will usually use like a two-tone stitching. So like, for example, the waistband would be in kind of like an orange or rust kind of color, and then the coin pockets and the rest of the details would be in a little bit more of like a banana or like a lemon. These actually have a consistent stitching color throughout the entirety of the jean, which is something really interesting and is something very different about this jean in comparison to other Japanese denim. And I know that that's a small detail, but if you're really a true denim head, or if you're just a denim nerd like myself, then this is something that you would notice, especially given how prominent the two-tone stitching is. On the inside, you have the Oni woven label, Oni made in Japan, the genuine article, and you also have this gorgeous chain stitch running throughout the bottom of the waistband, which gives it that really nice texture, but also over time that's gonna fade beautifully because of the tension of the chain stitch. And you could already see it starting to pucker a little bit. Now, these jeans also come with hidden back pocket rivets, and this is very common because exposed back pocket rivets honestly can scratch up a lot of your furniture. They could scratch up your car. They could just make a mess out of things. But these are beautiful, and these are also gonna age over time. And there you could actually see the green stitching that you could also see on the front of the back panel and the back pocket. And the inside is just super cleanly done. I mean, virtually no loose threads at all. I mean, usually with garments that are handmade, you expect a little bit of like loose threads. You expect something to be a little askew because humans aren't perfect. I don't know what they did, but these jeans are incredibly clean. They're so well created. And I've been wearing these jeans for about 2 months now, and there's virtually no signs of abrasion or signs of wearing out at all. And that's one of the things that just goes to show that Oni really prides themselves in longevity and also prides themselves in making garments that are gonna look good and last you, but also look better over time. Now, again, like I said, I have been wearing these jeans for about 2 months now. On and off, they've been in rotation, and there's a little bit of fading, not too much, but you could definitely see it around the coin pocket, as well as around where I keep my cell phone, the inner thigh by the crotch. You're getting a little whiskering. But again, because of how wide these are, it's definitely gonna take a lot more work to get these to fade. But either way, I just love the way that these jeans look. On the back, you also have this beautiful Oni Denim leather patch, registered patent official. I'm assuming that's what it says. Japan made, trademark, Oni. You have the logo right there. And for those who don't know, Oni actually stands for demon in Japanese, I believe, which is why oftentimes Oni is referred to as demon denim. And I mean, I could see why, because these are super hard wearing jeans. Every garment guaranteed, lot, waist length. And this leather patch is gonna fade down as well, just like the jeans, over time with wash and wear. And again, going to the back right pocket, you also have another Oni woven label right at the top, which I actually really like because I'm not the type where I want crazy back pocket stitching. That's really not my thing. I like things that are a little bit more subtle, a little bit more ambiguous when it comes to brand, so to speak. And I just like the little details to speak for themselves. But I really don't mind this woven label. I actually think it's kind of nice, especially considering that it kind of falls right in line with the color of the yellow stitching. Now, moving to the bottom of the jean, there again, you have that beautiful pink line Selvedge ID. And a lot of the jeans that I own have this pink line selvage, and I'm such a sucker for it. I love a nice pink line selvage ID. From afar, it actually looks white, but when you get up close, you start to see a little bit of that pink color, and I just love pink, dude. I mean, how could you not love pink? Again, you also have that beautiful chain stitching that's running throughout the hem, and this is actually done on a Union Special 43200G, which is a vintage chain stitch machine that I believe Master Oishi-san says if you want to sell Oni denim, then you have to have a 43200G in your retailer and offer that hemming service to your customers, because Oishi-san says that that machine is the only machine that's worthy of hemming an incredible pair of jeans like this. And that's really an interesting sentiment, and that's just one of many of the criteria that Oishi-san has when it comes to selling a jean like this. But again, we'll talk about that in another video. But yeah, going back to the hem, you could actually see that that chain stitch is starting to give off a little bit of that fading and a little bit of that puckering. And I mean, this is one of the cleanest chain stitches that I've ever seen. It's so straight. This one is super cleanly done. I mean, I really all in all love this jean, how texturized and how beautiful this fabric is, especially dyed with the natural indigo. I mean, you could really see that the one wash brought out a lot of that variation and gradation in blue. I mean, you have darker blues, lighter blues. You have some of the white weft poking out. You got some of those hairs. I mean, this is an absolutely beautiful denim fabric that's hand woven. And I mean, there's a funny story about Oni denim and the way that they make their fabric. There's this legend that literally every single meter of Selvedge denim is woven by one man. I don't think it's Oishi-san himself, but regardless, one man using one vintage old wooden shuttle loom to make each and every single pair of jeans. And this is kind of a funny myth because I really don't know how feasible this is, but it's literally been an ongoing rumor for I don't even know how long in the raw denim community. But yeah, all in all, this denim fabric is incredible. The hand woven texture really gives it that nice kind of streakiness too. But at the end of the day, my favorite thing about these jeans is by far 100% the fit. For those who don't know, I've been on this channel for about a year and a half trying to find the perfect baggy Selvedge denim, and I've gone through the Naked and Famous Strong guys, I've gone through the Full Count 0105s, I've literally gone through almost every baggy pair that you could think of, and this by far is the widest pair that I've ever owned, especially throughout the thighs, throughout the legs. I mean, this jean just sits so beautifully, and I think that the structure helps it hang nicely, and it also helps it cuff nicely as well, because when it comes to wide leg jeans that are lighter, they definitely start to unravel a lot easier. These cuffs definitely stay where they're supposed to, and these jeans just sit so beautifully on the body. So yeah, all in all, I gotta start wearing these more. I do have them in a rotation with other raw Selvedge denim jeans, but I can't wait to see how these are gonna fade down, and I can't wait to show you guys. And when that time does come, if you want to see me wash them in a video and go through that process, definitely let me know. And guys, if there's any other baggy jeans that you recommend to me, or any other natural indigo jeans, or just interesting raw Selvedge denim that I've never heard of, definitely let me know in the comments. I'm so interested to kind of do a deep dive into the most interesting raw denim and just explore brands that other content creators just haven't gotten to yet, and just make the channel interesting for you guys. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Definitely make sure to check out Oni if you haven't checked them out already. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. And with that being said, thank you guys again, and I'll see you next week.